Hey, so I thought it might be worthwhile to read a couple of these letters that I've got that are kind of testaments to what's gone on, and I can post quite a bit on here regarding the ethics and moral compass or lack thereof with Onyx MD and what was going on behind the scenes there. It's one thing if I'm saying it, but it's another if you've got 15 or so other people saying it that were all employed there. Um, and then, there's a whole host, there's probably a total of 50 people that'll attest, that have known me for years and years, that'll attest to my ethics. In any case, so I'm going to read this one here. It starts, "To whom it may concern. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Blake Snowden about 5.5 years ago. I started working at a medical recruiting company called Onyx MD. I believe there were around 45 employees, and the business seemed to be growing with good morale. Blake was my mentor within the surgery division, but was also the #1 producer in the company. He was a role model and someone everyone in the company tried to emulate. Soon after working with Blake, we became friends, and my wife and I shared time with Blake and his wife. I can tell you from first-hand experience, Blake is the type of guy you want to live next to. Kind, sharing, always making sure you are comfortable, and a moral thinker about his fellow citizens. About a year into working at Onyx MD, several dynamics started to change. The morale started to fade, employees started quitting, management shifts, etc. It was around the time the owner of the company came out with a mission statement that later turned out to be 100% plagiarized. I had heard rumors of different management being brought in from Texas, from competing companies to turn morale around and basically rehab a deflated organization that was treating its employees like used greyhounds. It seemed as if with every month that passed, a new layer of the onion was revealed. What type of employee would they hire? Question mark. Only ones from staff care and other large recruiting firms that would willingly bring over their own book of business. Once employees were hired, they were asked about which of their friends could be persuaded to join us. The common term bait and switch is a perfect way to describe most of the organization. From following morals to book MDs to motivating employees to earn large commissions. Where we got our physician leads? Question mark. The leads would come from several websites that Onyx MD had paid for, and for other websites labeled from friends in the industry, which we illegally hacked and scraped. It was obvious we were sharing data or stealing data from other companies. We were also instructed that if we came across any websites with names of physicians or phone numbers, we were to provide them to the marketing department, and they would do a data scrape and transfer all the information into Bullhorn. Those websites with physician data, including phone numbers, are public information, such as health grades. Most hospitals have the information on their individual websites, and a majority of medical board websites have this information as well, all for free. However, that was not where we received much of our data. Most of it was illegally stolen and data scraped using passwords and user accounts that were not ours. Then there were shifts in commission. I was sat down in the office twice, once in the back training room and once in the conference room. Both times I was told I had to sign and agree to a new commission structure or I would not have a job at Onyx. I felt duress. I agreed once, signed, and moved on. The second time I got so upset, I combated it and I was told I would receive my commission, but to keep it quiet, as they're not going to pay the client rep their commission. This was going on across the office. Everyone was making something different or promised something enticing over the other employees to keep quiet. You can imagine trying to work in a toxic environment like this, where deals and favor was being played between employees. We had to line up like cattle and single-handedly go into the training room and sign new commission structures. They had broken our agreements and forced us to sign new ones. As far as I know, everybody's deal may have been different. As far as I know, Blake had his commission changed at least twice while I was working there. Once he showed me a video that he took of a newspaper and his percentage being cut, and there was nothing he could do about it. After he had booked several physicians and made the company over $1 million, they retroactively changed his commission. I believe the second time was when he left and worked from home. He had mentioned the company was not going to pay him on his retroactive deals. I believe that this change was a total of over $70,000. After about a year and a half of working there, the organization had gone from 20 recruiters actively working jobs down to about 5. Morale and trust were at an all-time low. People's pay had been cut several times. It just didn't feel like an environment that was poised to succeed. The COO even admitted that the vision of a small boutique firm concentrating on high margin for top-tiered placements with outstanding physicians and excellent customer service was being shifted to a call center with, quote, cube rats. Blake Snowden is someone I consider a friend, a colleague, a mentor, and a reference on my own resume, and someone who I call for advice. J.H. So, in any case, there you have just one of these letters that kind of delineates verbatim. And again, this went to the courts. This is not just a BS made-up letter. This is something that's on the court record.